Hi. Before you say anything, do not harass me as it will make a ton of things worse. And now, there isn't gonna be fake crying like those apologies. That's gonna make it worse for the video I'm about to talk about. What I'm about to talk about is the trip about yesterday. You might as well continue to post on Game Joe about it, or the pizza course, or anything else, which I hope not because I'm shit scared. All I can say is I'm taking a break from the internet for a long while, and will try to seek help, as I'll try to way to change since it's not my intention to do this in the first place. All I can say is, I'm sorry. And I won't repeat that sentence in this video because it's going to end up being desperate for attention. You see, it was not my intent to actually continue this with Bob Rena. And is it true about the lesbian ERP stuff? Yes. I did not expect to get into this route, and it was incredibly bad. And even worse since Bob went into older drama involved with SW. But that was 3 years ago, so we didn't care for it. But since it's quite a good time to mention about this. Speaking of this, back in 2022, July 11th, Ksenia went through the similar thing, but it's not worse than mine, to be honest. I know I was better than this, but what's the cost? I fucked up. It all started with a roleplay scenario of Tessa and a anti-version of Tessa, while Bob Rita was controlling Inky. Well, my style of Inky. It all started with a usual evil encounter until that Inkytuber appeared, and everything went downhill all because of that freaky 2017 X gif. And I expected a part where Tessa Inky beating the anti-Tessa up, and I put the emojis for the drunken matter, which at this point it wasn't, and this part explains it more. And about that screenshot of Bob making Inky say that they enjoyed themselves, if that message was different, this whole roleplay would have been a different scenario. Oh no, it ended up being fucked up. It ended up being in the gutter, and it was presented really badly. And Bobrina didn't give a fuck. And one of my ex-friends noticed the thing and was shocked. I was more disgusted. I lost a ton. Friends, followers, subscribers, all because of this. Which I understand. I should have known. I would never do this at all, really. But for doing this behind you lot's backs, probably did a lot of damage. I know you guys expected this from Bob, despite their past dramas, but from me, I understand how you guys feeling. I feel so idiotic for doing that, and what I did was sickening. But all I know is they were 21. I'm 3 years younger than them. Also, if I say 3 instead of 4, I apologize. Technically, I was the victim. I was convinced to do it. Manipulation by convincing. Well, one of my best friends said in my DMs that we are now back in contacts. All because of that. And for that, I mean, I thank you guys for being on my side. For now, until further information, I will be seeking help. I haven't told my family for a while. I lost a lot for this. I had a lot of people being mad at me in my DMs, but that wasn't the first time since back in 2018 and 2020. But I was younger at that time. It was really disgusting for a literal adult who I thought was a trusted friend to do this ERP stuff with me, a minor. Though it is my fault for letting it happen, to be honest. From now on, I will be taking a break and improve on myself until circumstances are back on track. Hopefully, I improve for a while. Y'all can forgive me, y'all cannot, but don't go on harassing me in the comments. And just to let you know, I will be cutting ties with them. If you are confused on what kind of ERP it is, then I'm about to say to you that it was not consensual. I think some people that actually think that I'm the victim are because of Bob just doing this in the first place. But the other side of people, they think I participated in it willingly, which I kind of thought as well, which is stupid of me. But I think some people who are still sides with me. I noticed someone say that I blame Bob more than me, so here it is. I'm willing to say that it's my fault for continuing this basically. My family is aware, my college is aware, but they're on my side. I will be touching this girl for a while because of this situation. I'm not being called out for something this serious before, in fact. And the way it hurts me, and it's not a dream, it's really sad. I'm sorry for the ones in that server to witness all of this, and it was highly understandable for them to unfriend me over something completely wrong. I expected that scenario where the anti-Tessa gets jumped like in a fighting way by the two when Tessa grabbed under the anti-counterpart. But since the Inky message, the narrator shit, and this stupid emoji joke I did, which I can't even call one anymore. Yes, I admit that using that scissors joke in a context like this is very wrong of me. and I should be ashamed of myself. I didn't even say anything. I just said I should purge it because I didn't have enough time to think of anything else and explain. Or because I'm shit scared, basically. So I didn't have enough time or just anything else to think. So while this was all happening, I was still in PC with Laurie and Bob. All I know is Laurie heard me say, Bob, why would you make that do this RP? And that's how Laurie knows my innocence. So does others in the ink plots. I am hoping to get better and not do anything this stupid ever again. If I actually change, of course, basically. Yet again, you can forgive or not. I get that I continue this, and it was sickening of me doing this without even realizing the consequences of my actions. I think this is the most usual line people use, consequences of their actions. I don't even know. Anyways, there's something else to talk about, which is not related to this situation, but something with how I treat almost a bunch of my friends. Yes, I have anger issues. And sometimes it's me actually bringing anger for no reason, or just for the lightest of things that's not serious. Yes, I sometimes found posts, which makes my inactivity or silence moments worse when I do that, and it feels like I want attention, which is not good. Anyways, for my last message, you don't have to say anything if you're not happy. I get that I might be in the wrong, or maybe both of us, just because we just made it happen in a server that's strictly not allowing these type of stuff. So, yeah. Okay, maybe I'm posting too much, but this is the last time I'm to be speaking for a while. I promise. I might be taking a break for a year or three. Unofficially, I cut ties with Bob. Now it's time for the truth about my experience with a ton of friends. Here's some in general. I'm usually an asshole and too cocky to sub. I usually call them names and talk about that games they like to play and call it something really stupid like slop or whatever. Not to mention I get too comfortable with the fact that I make some jokes and things that purposely made some or most uncomfortable and shit. I usually get too greedy, angry, whiny for attention in friends' feces. Or it's just somewhere where my friends don't notice me in a game. And looking back to some things, I feel quite remorse. This hasn't happened to me in 5 or more years, and this one is far, far worse. Looking back at yesterday, it sticks to my stomach as I keep thinking to myself, what have I done? I've lost everything, all because of this. That was one way to crack a camel's back besides everything else from a while ago. It still sticks to my stomach how I did this, especially when I'm 17, close to next year. What's gonna happen? That's gonna go far worse now. And yes, I have taken action about my Microbreed Massacre. As you see in the wiki, most are entirely scrapped now because of this awful situation caused by me and an awful being of a friend. Though it is still my fault for continuing all this. If I'm missing something, let me know. See everything I've done before all this? Maybe I was such a attention-seeking asshole who doesn't know better. I thought I was a good fellow from the start, but behind the mask was just me being so childish. Some point I might leave not only for a while, but just go and just seek help in general. That's all. I promise. Take care.